What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Natsume Yuujinchou, this time with episode 7 of season 4, I do believe. Looking forward to this. We'll be continuing on. This will be a part 2, I do believe, of I guess we call it the Natsume in a kind of bottle arc that I've been seeing so far, which is really fun. Which was only yesterday for me. Yeah, loved the Natsume in a bottle episode. Lots of Nyanko Sensei. You guys know I love Nyanko Sensei. So any opportunity to spend a prolonged period of time with him is very much appreciated. But we had Tanuma kind of getting ambushed, is the word I'm looking for, at the end of the episode, unfortunately. I think Natsume is going to be in a lot of trouble when he does get back into the swing of things, isn't he? He's got a few issues to sort out that Nyanko Sensei has caused. But what I was going to say is, I think it just shines a light on how good friends like Tanuma is. That you notice pretty much instantly that was not Natsume. And I think everyone's had a bit of an inkling so far, but maybe thought it was a bit rude to say something. I mean, with Natsume, it is kind of a thing of like, you don't want to like tread on eggshells around him per se, but you know how he is and like what he's got to deal with, so you have some leniency in that regard, if that makes sense. Which is maybe unfair to do, and again we have seen Tanuma not do that. Which again I think emphasizes how good a friend he is. So a good friend would yeah, is fucking Natori, of course. Yeah, a good friend would again not bring it up and like just think it to themselves and be like, oh, we might be going through something. A really good friend would be like, yeah, that's not you. You ain't fooling no one. Like you could hear it as soon as he. I mean, I kind of had a feeling at the end of last episode anyway, but as soon as he starts talking, like there's no one that sounds the same as this voice actor is there. One of my absolute favourites. Bagajinga. I didn't quite get to read that. No big deal there. Yeah, this is my kind of pie. So these are the weak yokai looking for protection. Oh, there's Tanama in a little get up. Ooh. Poor guy. I mean, at least he's left his little robe just above his bits. You gotta start shaking the jar up. Oh shit. He's actually gonna open it. Well, that could have been explained, right? You should say I smell like a human because I've got the real Natsume in this bottle. Hey, let's go, Natori. Maybe he had a little cameo in the episode before last episode, didn't he? In the little poster. How have you got a? How have you got a squid? Where did you get that from? It's always got these fucking squid, bro. It's never just like a part of a squid either. It's like it's always a whole fucking squid. Oh, maybe you call them fat. Oh, yeah. He also instantly knows. Not even like it's literally just put a bag on his head. Not the best disguise. Although, as we saw a minute ago, it's much more like with the smell and stuff like that, isn't it? So much about the looks. TV movie star, yokai exorcist, love of many teenage girls. Got a big resume. Oh, we just got tickets just on hand. Almost like business cards. Mm. That was that pig behind there. She's here as well. Oh, this is Nanka. I was gonna say, what the hell's she doing? I guess the mask really gave that away, didn't it? Hey, is that Reika? I kind of thought that was Akitori for a minute, but yeah, they do. I mean, they look kind of similar, but there are differences, isn't there? I thought that was her in the preview, so apologies. I guess it is Reiko. maybe Omibashira is the house himself. Have you guys ever seen the Japanese movie Hausu? It's I mean, it's that house isn't the haunting itself per se, but it's got like a witch aunt in there, and the house is pretty much like a character in the movie, and it's pretty fucking awesome, especially for a movie that's like over 50 years old. I think I only watched it last year. I did make a bit of a vow to myself to watch a few more Japanese live action movies, especially horror movies. And yeah, I loved that. That was really fun. Getting food. Makes sense. Getting them all drunk, having them party, and then having these horrific scenes. Eating them. Oh shit. So that white thing that we saw was, yeah. Okay. I mean, again, even as a English person who doesn't really know Japanese too well, you just know from like the sound of the name Omi Bashira that means no good. I don't know what it means, but you just get that vibe that it means no fucking good. Watashi no policy. And there's stuff like that that's just like, oh, well, that's pretty much English. Oh, he is. I think he's well past proving himself that he's a pretty great guy, actually. Although, as with the other people, don't always agree with all his methods and so on. No, I think he's got better at that from when we initially met him. They really fucked this place up big time, like very quickly, didn't they? These yokai, like they came to party with their offerings and stuff, and they're literally like they got way too drunk way too early. Yep, every now and then we do get these horrific scenes, don't we? You can imagine. Starting to get that though, isn't it? But yeah, I totally get that. Like you said, you would think you're doing a good thing, but sometimes helping people is is totally what they don't want, even if it is the best thing for them. Oh god. Not any time to start going off by yourself, bro. It's elementary school stuff, that isn't it? Horror movies. You never walk off by yourself. I'd always do this thing when I was a kid where if it was like a dark place and there was like a few of us, I'd never be last in the line. I'd never be first. You'd always want to be somewhere in the middle just in case someone got stolen away from behind or something. You didn't make him do anything, bro. We love Natsume over here, don't we? What a guy he is. Again, I really do like him a lot. Man, that was thank God he done that, because yeah, that could have spiraled. Natsume thinking, oh shit, now I've got to leave this place as well. And like, this place is like the perfect home for him with all these beautiful friends he's made. And this episode really has been quite horrific, hasn't it? Eat my fist. Go on, Natsume. We're fighting. We're staying and we're fighting. Pretty weird looking thing, isn't it? Now who's in the pot? And they saved all your guys' lives. These guys don't really know that though, do they? I mean, hopefully some of them might speak up. It's quite funny. I could almost imagine her actually saying something quite similar to that. The actual Reiko. Oh, it looks stiff as a plank. I gotta say, these moments have definitely stood out a lot this episode. Like this chat here with Tanama, the scene with Natsume. Amidst all the madness, those quiet-ish moments stood out the most for me. The gratitude, forgot about that. Ah, okay. Well, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, love those moments this episode. Focusing, yeah, again on Natsume. Well, things again going a little bit awry. His kind of worst fears of his friends slash his guardians, not so much his guardians in this instance, but again, that was one of his massive fears, getting people he loves involved in this stuff and dragging them into it and putting them in danger, and seeing the repercussions of that today. And but also, it's like you appreciate, like you want to keep them safe, and you can understand the kind of regret. Like, I think everyone's regretted telling people stuff, like especially in high school. So I remember telling my friends stuff, and like even my friends would then it's like, oh, that thing that I said to them has been spread everywhere. It's like, oh, you're meant to be my friends. And yeah, and you always regret stuff like that, and you can understand that thought process, can't you? But you also do want to be like, oh well, don't want to get you involved, and I kind of regret telling you about it, but I also really do appreciate the effort you're putting in to help me out and trying to understand and so on. So it's a fine line, isn't it? But again, I really love that moment with Natsume kind of comforting Natsume, but also again Natsume talking to Tanama at the end. Like I said, in a hectic episode, those quieter moments stood out a hell of a lot. When I was deceived. Oh, we're looking at the old lady. Interesting. The old lady. You know what? That's a pretty good disguise from this yokai, isn't it? This one. It kind of looks like it could be some kind of cute, kind of lizard-like creature. But it's a bit like an anglerfish in that regard, like some kind of like shining light, and then it's like this horrible-looking fucking fish. Kind of similar. Lots of different looking yokai, but yeah, this should be really interesting. I don't know much about her at all. This thing kind of looks a bit like a chibi tengu type thing. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, a fantastic second part to this again, Natsume in a bottle arc. The first episode again was very comical and fun. This episode was fun, chaotic, quite disturbing in quite a few parts like this, but again, also quite wholesome and questioning. It's amazing that how different, like again, it's the same kind of this and last episode. It's hard to like word it, but they're both one story, of course, but again, it's just like the vibe of the first episode and the vibe of this episode were really different, and both were absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. This one was a bit more serious, and again, in regards of questioning Natsume's kind of resolve and his thought process towards his friends and family, and the yokai. And again, this moment with Natori during like the middle portion here was really powerful in my opinion, where he was like, shit, am I gonna have to move again? Have I got people too involved? They're doing these crazy things, putting themselves in danger for me now. Am I going to have to move to protect them? I really like the questions it's kind of asking, and again, the scene with Tanner at the end was just fantastic, and yeah, just awesome episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this one though down in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys next time with episode 8, I think.